We have an update on the candidates who have filed to run for election, and the primary will be in May. The general election will be in November, and we're going to have the local candidates for Marion, Washington, and Nelson counties, as well as the ones who have filed with the state for representatives in Marion, Washington, and Nelson County. But first, we're going to start with the candidate filings for Marion County. And for Judge Executive, David Daugherty, the current Judge Executive, has filed without anybody else filing against him. For County Clerk, Chad Mattingly has filed, the current County Clerk. And Dudley Friend Adel Jr. has filed for the County Clerk as well, so there will be a primary runoff between Chad Mattingly and Dudley Friend Adel Jr. in May for the Marion County Clerk position. For Sheriff, Jimmy Clements and Tony A. Belcher have both filed for Marion County Sheriff. For a County Attorney, Lisa K. Nally Martin, the current County Attorney, has filed without anybody filing against her. Marion County Jailer, J. Barry Brady, has filed without anybody running against him. And the current Circuit Clerk, Kimberly May, has also filed, as well as the current Property Value Administrator, Terry Catfish Rakes, and they don't have competition either. For County Coroner in Marion County, R. Allen Mattingly and Michelle Knopp have both filed to run for County Coroner, so there will be an election there. And for Magistrate in District A, Joe Pat Kirkland, Jason Tatum, Jill Glasscock-Delk, and Bo Sherrill have all filed to run in Magistrate in District A. And the current magistrate for District A is not running, so that will be an open race there, with the three Democrats being Joe Pat Kirkland, Jason Tatum, and Jill Glasscock-Delk. They will be in the May primary, and then the winner of that will run against Bo Sherrill, who is a Republican who has filed in November for that seat. Magistrate in District C, John Arthur Elder. Magistrate in District D, Larry V. Caldwell, have both filed, and they do not have competition. Magistrate in District E, the current magistrate, Craig Allen Bishop, has filed, as well as Larry E. Smith, so there will be an election runoff there. And Magistrate in District H, Steve Masterson and Jackie Fogel have filed, so there will be an election there as well for magistrates in District H. And that's for the Marion County seats at present, and the filings have closed. Now in Washington County, we have for Magistrate in District 1, Karen Wheatley Mudd, a Democrat, has filed. And then also in Magistrate in District 1, we have three Republicans, Terry Tingle, Mike Gaudinier, and Dallas Lewis have all filed. So the winner among the three of them in May will compete against Karen Wheatley Mudd in November for Magistrate in District 1. For Magistrate in District 2, we have two Democrats, Benjamin Settles and Bernie Lay, who have filed, and they will go up against Steve Devine, a Republican, in November, whoever wins that race in May. Magistrate in District 3, we have two Democrats in Washington County, Chad Allen Warner and Mark Wilkerson, have filed, and they'll go up against Bobby L. Russell, a Republican, who has filed for Magistrate in District 3. For Magistrate in District 4, Larry Vaughn Carney and Sue McIntyre Blair, two Democrats, have filed, and whoever wins that race in May will go up against the two Republicans who have filed for Magistrate in District 4, and they are Stan K. Kenny Harden and Johnny Coyle. So between the two of them, whoever wins, they will have a election in November as well. For Magistrate in District 5, we have 8 Democrats who have filed, so that will be determined with the May election. They are Mike Kelty, Ricky Fields, John H. Graves, Matt Medley, Frederick L. Fred Spalding, Jason Chico Mudd, Sean Mattingly, and Gerald Mudd. Again, they're all Democrats who have filed there for Magistrate in District 5, so that will be determined with the May primary. For Magistrate in District 6 in Washington County, we have 2 Democrats, Philip L. Carrico and Jason Mattingly, and whoever wins that election in May will go up against the winner from the Republicans, which are Paul E. Lewis and Brian Bishop. They're 2 Republicans who have filed for Magistrate in District 6, and whoever wins between the 2 of them, they will go up for the election in November. For Constable in District 5, David Donathan, a Republican, has filed without competition. For Constable in District 6, Jim Crouch, a Republican, has filed without competition. For County Clerk, we have several people who have filed. They include William B. Billy Abel, Teresa Culver Marinin, and Jonathan Jones, and Sherry A. Osborne and Tony Mann. So they are 5 Democrats who have filed for County Clerk, and whoever wins in the May primary will then go to the November election, and they will go against the winner of the Republican primary. And the Republicans who have filed are Mike Stroker Kelty, Coy R. Howard, and Sherry A. Chesser. And they will go up to election in November. For Sheriff in Washington County, we have 1 Republican, Joe Allen Carpenter, who has filed, so he will be in the November election, and 3 Democrats, and whoever wins the Democratic primary in May will go up against Joe Allen Carpenter. Those 3 Democrats are Jerry Pinkston, Chris Smith, and James Troy Logston. For County Attorney, Bill Robinson, a Democrat, and William Bill Bosch, a Republican, have filed, so they'll have an election in November. For County Judge Executive, the current county judge has not filed, John Settles. He will not be running, so that's an open seat as well. And we have 4 Democrats and 2 Republicans who have filed. So the Democrat who wins the primary election in May, among Richard Ritchie Hamilton, Timothy E. Graves, Billy Riney Jr., and William Bud Blair, will go up against the Republican candidate who wins the primary in May, and they are Tony S. Royalty and David L. Purdom. For PVA, the current PVA, Fran Carrico has filed as a Democrat, and she has no competition. For Jailer, we have 4 Democrats who have filed: Michael Smith, Dustin Hardin, Tommy Coulter, and Charles K. Osborne. And the winner of those 4 in the May primary will go up against Joe T. Mudd, a Republican, for Jailer in Washington County. And for Circuit Clerk, Joanne Mudd Miller, a Democrat, has filed without competition, and for Coroner, Len Benedict, a Republican, has filed without competition for the Washington County Coroner. So they are the Washington County candidates that we have for you at this time. And now we're going to go through the candidates for office in Nelson County. And for Circuit Clerk, Diane N. Thompson has filed as a Democrat, and she has no competition that has filed against her. For PBA, Barbara Bishop Tinchner has filed, and she does not have any competition either for her position as PBA. For County Attorney, Matthew Height, a Democrat, has filed without competition. For County Judge Executive, we have 2 Democrats, Kenny Fogel and Dean Watts, who have filed for County Judge, and whoever wins the primary in May for that Democratic County Judge candidate will then go up against Donald Thrasher, a Republican, in November for County Judge Executive in Nelson County. For County Clerk, we have 2 Democrats, Gail Brown and Jeanette Hall Sidebottom, who have filed for the County Clerk, and whoever wins the primary election, whoever wins the primary election in May for the Democrat for County Clerk in Nelson County will go up against the Republican Marion Kelly Houlinan, who has filed for County Clerk in Nelson County. For Sheriff, we have 3 Democrats who have filed. They are Kenny Downs, Kaylin Matthews, and Ramon Pinheiro Jr., and whoever wins the primary for among those 3 for the Democrat will then go up against the Republican who wins the primary, because there are 2 who have filed in Nelson County, and they are Todd Harper and Chris Middleton for Nelson County Sheriff. For Nelson County Jailer, we have 3 Democrats who have filed: Michael P. Johnson, Dorcas F. Figg, and John Buck Snellen. Whoever wins the primary among those 3 in May will then go up against James F. Burry in November for Nelson County Jailer. For Nelson County Coroner, Rayfield Hoagland, a Democrat, will go up against Republican Douglas S. Alexander in November. For Magistrate in District 1, Ballard Keith Metcalf does not have any competition. For Magistrate in District 2, we have 2 Democrats who have filed, and they are Sam Hutchins and Gary W. Coulter, so they'll have a primary election in May. For Magistrate in District 3, we have 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans who have filed. They are Bernard Ice and David Call for the 2 Democrats, so whoever wins between the 2 of them in May will then go up against either Selby W. Vidito or Philip H. Bischoff Jr. in November for Magistrate in District 3. Magistrate in District 4, Jeffrey Lair, a Republican, has filed without competition. For Magistrate in District 5, we have 2 Democrats who have filed, and they are David M. Williams II and Eric W. Shelburne. We have in Magistrate in District 5, we have 2 Republicans who have filed. They are David M. Williams II and Trey Bradley, and 1 Democrat, Eric W. Shelburne. So whoever wins the Republican primary in May for Magistrate in District 5 in Nelson County will then go up against the Democrat, Eric W. Shelburne, in November. Now, looking at some broader races, we have for State Representative in the 24th District, which includes Marion County, we have Terry Mills, a Democrat, running against Brandon Reed, the Republican. For State Representative in the 50th District, which includes Bardstown, Nelson County, we have 2 Democrats who have filed, James DeWeese from Bardstown and Corey Miller from Boston in Nelson County. And those 2, whoever wins the primary in May, one of them will then go up against Chad McCoy in November for the 50th District State Representative. For the 55th District, Kim King, Republican, will go up against Kathy Carter, a Democrat. And then for State Senator in the 22nd District, Tom Buford, and that includes Washington County, the 22nd District, Tom Buford, a Republican, will go up against Carolyn DuPont from Nicholasville. They're both from Nicholasville, and she is a Democrat who is running for State Senator. For the 14th District State Senator, which is currently held by Jimmy Higdon, a Republican, he has a Democratic candidate running against him in November, Stephanie Compton from Taylorsville. And again, so that will be in November. For a U.S. representative with Congress, we have for the 1st District, we have 2 Democrats who have filed, Alonzo Pennington from Princeton, Kentucky, and Paul Walker from Murray, Kentucky, and whoever wins that Democratic primary in May will go up against James Comer, the Republican. For the 2nd District, there are 4 Democrats, Hank Linderman of Falls of Rough, Ryan Pettigo of Glasgow, Rain Air Olivia Sessions of Webster, and Grant Short of Owensboro. Whoever wins the primary in May among those 4 Democrats will go up against S. Brett Guthrie from Bowling Green, the Republican in the 2nd District. For Justice of the Supreme Court, there are 3 candidates. They will have a primary election in May, and then the top 2 will go on to November. And it's among Dan Ballou, Deborah Hembry Lambert, and David Tapp. And then for District Judge in the 11th District, which includes Marion County as well as Taylor County and Greene County and Washington County, running we have Jude A. Hagan from Lebanon, Mike Hall Jr. from Campbellsville, Luke Lawless from Campbellsville, Dawn L. McCauley from Lebanon, and Jeremy Ansel Wood of Campbellsville. And they are all running for District Judge. and you'll be able to see complete election coverage in both May and November here on Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television.